What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, you read the description correctly. I bought another vehicle. Yes, that makes 5. Yes, I have a problem. Yes, I need to stop buying vehicles. No, I'm never gonna stop because I want one for every single day. But don't worry, it was cheap, it was a good price, and realistically, I needed to have a truck. So as you know, I have the Charger, the Trans Am, the Skyline, and another car back home. However, I only have the Charger and the Trans Am here. The transmission. The Trans Am is currently out of commission. See how those words kind of mush together? Because I'm waiting on a drive shaft through PST. Unfortunately, because of everything that's going on. Unfortunately, because everything that is going on, they are way overbooked, like back ordered. Usually, PST is really good about having camshafts done within 48 hours. That's kind of like their whole thing. It's a 3-week waiting process for me. I have a newborn. I have a wife. They need transportation while I'm gone at work because I'm gone pretty much all day. So what I did was I knew I needed a truck. I knew I wanted a truck. Before I left to Germany, I had to sell it because in Germany everything's small, and it was a pretty big truck, 4x4 lifted, and just wasn't going to be too European friendly. So went ahead and sold that. Got super upset afterwards and needed a truck so that I can tow the Trans Am to the racetrack in the future, and then I have a daily driver. Do I have plans for the truck? Meh. Yeah, a little. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to be doing a full-blown build like this, the Charger or the Skyline, which Skyline's really not going to be built. It's more so like an investment, if you will, because I got the car for a super, super sweet price, and what they're going for right now is pretty good. Doesn't mean I'm going to sell it, but I am open to the option. However, I am not selling the Trans Am ever, or the one that's back home at my grandparents' house ever. So without further ado, let's go ahead and flip this camera around and go look at this turd box that I got. All right, so we'll flip you around here in a second. Let me go ahead and walk over to this beast of a truck. And here she is, and of course it's a Chevy. But there it is. I mean, it's nothing too special. It's just a 4.8 two-wheel drive. I didn't want four-wheel drive. It's not too bad of a car. A little windy out here. Hopefully the audio isn't messed up too bad. It does have a small leak, I'm gonna assume, from the rear main seal, which is fine because what I probably am going to wind up doing is once I take the engine out of the Trans Am, the CAN 5.7 LS1, I'm going to put in the 370, which is, I'll show you here in a minute, and then the 4.8 will probably come out, and I'm going to do something with that. Nothing crazy. I had thought about a drift car. If that's something you guys would like to see, please let me know, because if y'all can convince the wife, then it's gonna happen. We're gonna get like a little BMW, put this little 4.8 in it, put the T5 out of the Trans Am into it, and go doing some sliding, boys. But you gotta get down in the comments and say, yes, build a drift car eventually, so then I can show Megan here in a couple months or a year, however long it takes for me to get that project going. I could be like, look, everybody wants to see it. And then she can be like, oh, I don't think it's a good idea. And I could be like, but the people, the subscribers, they want to see it. And then I'll just utilize that as leverage. So I would really appreciate that. So I know you're watching this, Megan, and I really appreciate it. I love you. But now you know. Anyways, get back to this. So, not too bad. Not too dirty. I mean, usually this is like all torn. The kid took pretty good care of it. It's like a little busted up here. He spray painted the thing, which not terrible. I mean, it's sticky right here, which I'm not a huge fan of. Kind of freaks me out a little bit. But I think it's just because it was sprayed and then the heat got to it or whatever. Um, the back seat for Aston, of course, and got to keep oil on you because you know when you have a leak out of a seal, it's bound to go away. Not the leak, but the oil. So I mean, it's not too bad. It's got two kicker, 9 or 12. No, not 12. 10, 9 or 12. I don't know why I said that. It's definitely a 10. Anyways, 2 10s. Sounds pretty good. Not too shabby. Got all the LED lights, fancy stuff, I guess. But the truck is in pretty good condition. I do eventually plan on doing some wheels and tires, and the wheels and tires that I want to go for are like the 2014 GMC Sierra wheels. I'll put them in like one of these corners over here so you guys can get a general idea. I'm thinking like the brushed aluminum with the black outing would look super good on this. I'm not gonna lift it because it's a two-wheel drive truck and there's really no sense in lifting it. Plus I'm not one of those lifted boys. The only thing that doesn't really bother me about the truck, but it's kind of something that I'm not fond of, is the exhaust. It has a straight pipe exhaust, and I sound just like a 17-year-old straight out of high school. It's just not something that I'm fond of. So I'll show you guys real quick. If you come down over here, you can see the custom. Oh no, not that way. Where is it? Oh, there it is. The custom exhaust. So what I'll probably do is I'll wind up getting like a Flowmaster or something. I really want something to help with the drone, because this straight pipe life is not for me, Cap. Oh, it is not for me, guys. And I mean, the wheels, they got good tires, and me and the seller came up with a pretty awesome price, man. I can't. I mean, yeah, it's got some issues, but it's a truck and it is what it is. It does have a rust issue. I mean, I wouldn't even call it an issue. It has a rust spot. I checked all the frame and everything. It's got a little rust right here, but usually what'll happen is this is supposed to like have a relief where the water will come down that runs down the door frame, and it gets stuck there sometimes, but I don't think that it's all the way through. So what I'll probably start doing is getting this ready to start cutting it down, and then if worst case scenario, I'll patch it in. It's not a big deal. I do body work, so but yeah, so eventually what's gonna happen is once this bug stops biting me in the elbow, walk over here. Once this is completely ready, I'm going to be getting ready to get the heads sent off here pretty soon. The heads are over there, 317 heads. And this is my 370 cubic inch forged internals. I'll be putting this into the Trans Am, and I'll be putting the LS1 out of the Trans Am into this, and then the 4.8 into something else eventually down the road. I'll probably rebuild it. Nothing crazy. I don't even know if I'll really spend too much money on it. Probably like a cam and headers and just something to throw around, like a little BMW or something would be pretty cool. The lights are pretty cool. I like the tail lights. I'm not a huge fan of the front lights. I like the original ones better, personally. Like, I don't like the whole halo thing. And then they have this like, it's almost like the halogen bulb is kind of like loose in there. So as it's on something, it kind of like shakes just enough to annoy the hell out of me. But it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And for the price, I can't be upset. So that is the plan for that thing right now. It's just kind of drive it. And that's kind of where we stand with it, to be honest with you, is use it. It's a daily driver. I really don't care. I'm not going to pull stuff away from this and the charger and put it into that. It's just not how it's going to work. There's some things I need to get for the charger. Probably going to be ordering a cam in the next month or two. Trying to save it for that, because as you guys know, these cams, or well, not just cams, but everything for these Hemis are expensive as hell. So I'm going to be getting ready to do a camshaft swap in this one. I just got done finishing a car that I was tuning for a guy, Chris. His sounds pretty good. It's a 2014 Dodge Charger. It's got a 274 comp cam. And sounds pretty good. He seems pretty happy with it, but do like a little cam, nothing crazy, because that is going to be Megan's daily driver, and I really don't want her to, have to deal with a big cam car when it's her daily driver. And then still waiting on a drive shaft for this. Get the drive shaft in. We'll get it to go get a cage, and then we'll go do a shakedown pass, kind of get a baseline to see what it does at the track over there in Orlando. Then I'm going to dyno it again and see where it sits as a baseline, and then start building the nitrous stuff into it and start adjusting the tune for the nitrous. The Charger is going to get a baseline tune here pretty soon as well on the same dyno over there at Garcia Automotive. Thank you guys for being awesome and letting me rent your dyno. And then once we get the baseline, I really want to run that at Orlando and see how it stands compared to this as a naturally aspirated, because this is automatic and tuned, and cold air intake and exhaust, and whatever. It makes probably a little bit more than what it did when it was stock. And then this is a stick, so I want Megan to race me. I think that'll be super cool. To like race her, my wife, and then all at the same time, it's automatic, which makes 100 less horsepower than the Trans Am. That's a manual that makes 100 more horsepower than that. Naturally aspirated without the bottle. Obviously, I'm not going to spray it and embarrass her that much. But everything's back to normal for the most part. I'm getting in the groove and super stoked to be back, and happy to be back home doing daddy duties and back to work. So expect more videos to be more consistent. Like I said in my last one, I'm not going to be posting every single day or every week because, hey, at the end of the day, I have to work doing my normal job. I have to be a dad. I have to be a husband. I'm also helping people with tunes. I kind of dabbled into doing remote tunes for people over through the email, and that's worked out pretty good so far. So I'm going to try to balance everything along with my other hobbies that I do, like jiu-jitsu and all that stuff y'all don't care about. But life is good, and I'm happy to be back. A year ago today, I bought the Skyline, so I have bought a car in the exact same day on a different year, and I don't have the other one. And they're both white, which is unique. Oh, reminds me, name. What would you name it? I have no idea what I want to name this truck. It can't be Betty White because that's already the Skyline's name. Forgot what kind of car that was. Wow. But it's white. It's loud as all get out. And it's a good work truck. And we're going to use the heck out of it over here at the Drop Top Performance headquarters. But all rise, guys. Or all rise. No. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you later.